Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Okay, they didn't really leave in a physical sense. The parents, especially not in the culture in the day Moses wrote, the people would have stayed together. It's not as if you could really leave them. Okay, and these days in certain cultures, in certain countries, the kids stay in, the sons stay in the basement of the house till they're like 40 years old. Again, I don't think that's a good thing. Anyhow, but so it's not a location kind of happening here, leaving like parents live over there and we need to go and live thousands of kilometers away from here with our new and create a family there. In very few cultures in the world actually it works like that. In most cases people just sort of stay with the parents. The wife will just be brought into the house of the husband in most cases. I know in some cases, I remember this one couple there in Russia, the mother-in-law, the husband's wife, followed she was really downplaying the wife, and so for the wife's sake, the husband had to every time leave and go and live in another place so that his mother won't interfere. And so yeah, sometimes some things like that happen. But this is not now the important part of leaving to go and live far away from. You can live in the same house, but the responsibility now is the father and the mother is not the most important person. They are not anymore, but it's now the wife. They become one flesh, they form a new family. The husband now needs to take care of her first and foremost. So in the same way as well, the father and the mother need to understand that now it's not just my little boy anymore, my little daughter anymore kind of idea, but it's a new family. Three things. Verse 25, and the man and his wife were both naked and they were not ashamed. Well, in the next chapter we're going to see that after eating the fruit of good and tree of knowledge of good and evil, they're going to be ashamed of being naked. Now at the moment they're naked, but they don't care about it, right? They're not even seeing it. Okay, so again, in certain cultures, nakedness is less of a problem than other cultures. But in general, everywhere we sort of tend to put on some kind of clothes to protect some part of our bodies, at least, because we feel bad about being naked in general, not everywhere, not for every person like this. But here in this case, both Adam and Eve, they didn't think anything about the fact that they had no clothes. They didn't go to Gucci and get Gucci clothes or whatever, right? They were not interested in that. Clothes was not an important thing because they didn't need it, right? The temperature around them would have been like basically here. You don't really need clothes when you're standing now. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm going to take off my clothes here. I'm standing in front of the camera. I mean, even if I wasn't standing in front of the camera, I'm going to do it, right? Because we're sinners now, okay? But they could. It wasn't something they needed. So it's not a question of that these poor people, these guys were so poor and then and they just couldn't afford clothes kind of idea, right? It was not a problem. Nakedness again is not as created a problem as God created us, right? But because of sin it became a problem.